What's up, everyone out there in YouTube world, Facebook world, social media world, the world? Welcome to another episode of Musings with MGL. Today, we're going to talk about the beloved first son. Yes, finally, after 5 years of researching what is probably the easiest case on the planet to prove, the Department of Justice has decided to indict Hunter Biden on 3 firearm-related charges. Now, this is a political channel. Sometimes I talk about political stuff, but I don't normally just go straight into political stuff. But since this has a firearm aspect to it, I figure why the hell not? It's right up my alley. So we're going to talk real quick today about Hunter Biden and his indictment. Before we do, as always, please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell notification, comment below. I'm trying to get up to 1,000 subscribers. It'd really be cool if I could get there. So any help you can give spreading the word, I'd appreciate it. So Hunter Biden's been indicted. What does it mean? If you want my honest opinion, it means fuck all. And the reason why I say that is because nothing's going to happen with this charge. If you recall in the history, or if you don't recall, this was a case that they were going to basically just make go away as part of a diversion program about a month ago when they tried to do that sweetheart plea deal with him. They brought him in there. They tried to do this super secret sweetheart plea deal that basically would give him a diversion on these charges, and then give him immunity for all of the financial stuff that might implicate his father in some sort of way. So that was the sneaky sweetheart deal they tried to do before. Thankfully, a judge saw right through it and blew it up and said, no, I'm not going to give you that deal. So now they're looking at a situation where they're going, well, what do we charge him with? If we charge him with any of the financial stuff, that might implicate his daddy, Joe Biden, and some of the clearly corrupt, sneaky deals that was going on there. But if we indict him on the gun charges have nothing to do with Joe Biden, and we can indict him on these gun charges, and then maybe everybody will forget about the money charges because they'll be so happy that we finally indicted him on something that this will just be a nice distraction, and then we can get through to the end of the election without having to worry about going after anybody else. So that is what's going on here, people. Don't fall for anything else other than that. They don't want to do anything here except distract you. These are serious, quote, serious charges. He could get up to 25 years in prison. Does anybody on this planet think that Joe Biden or Hunter Biden is going to get 25 years in prison for these charges? No. Hell, they tried to give him fucking diversion 6 months ago or a month ago. Why the hell would they turn around now and offer him a 25-year prison sentence? They're still going to end up doing a sweetheart deal on this. He doesn't care if he becomes a convicted felon because he's never going to have a firearm again. He shouldn't anyway because of his other issues, but he doesn't care about having a firearm. He's going to have Secret Service protection, private protection. What does he need a firearm for? So he's never going to need a firearm again. So he's not going to care if he becomes a convicted felon. And then they're going to give him some sort of probation or I would say a drug rehab program, but they're claiming he doesn't even have a drug rehab problem anymore, that he's turned his life around and he's doing good. So I'm not even sure what kind of sentence they would give him, but there's no way they're going to offer him or work out some sort of a plea deal for any sort of prison time. So he's got the 3 charges. Quickly, I'll talk about those. It is important, obviously, that none of us violate those charges. So what he's got here is 2 counts, basically, of lying on the form and 1 count of possessing a firearm when he was using drugs. So it all relates to his drug use. As we all know, there's a form on the a question on the 4473 that says if you're an unlawful user of narcotics, et cetera, that you can't have a firearm. It makes you a prohibited person, and you got to mark yes on that form that you are an unlawful user, and then you can't have a gun. If you're using narcotics and you mark no, you've now lied on that form. So that's one of his charges. The other one also has to relate with lying on the form as well, because there's a couple different things that have to deal with that. And then the third one has to do with the fact that he actually possessed a firearm while he was using those narcotics. So they're all related to him using a firearm. So you cannot lie on that form. I've done other videos about medical marijuana and stuff, so double check into that. You can't do that either, but regardless, you have to answer truthfully on those forms. So it's one of the things that the Biden administration has been saying they're going to do is crack down on people who lie on the forms, sales of guns to people who are prohibited persons. And so it's kind of funny to me that, again, it took 5 years for them to investigate what was clearly federal charges here to get around to filing them. But the only reason they filed them is because the deal got blown up a month ago. Otherwise, these charges would have never been filed. So the warning to everybody out there is, as long as your name's not Hunter Biden, you shouldn't lie on these forms because they are serious federal crimes that could subject you to 25 years in prison. If you are Hunter Biden, you got a different situation. But now he's been charged, so we'll see. So you're going to see a lot of people out there saying, great, good job, I'm glad they finally charged him. But from a political standpoint, I don't think it matters. I think it's a waste of time. I think it's just showboating, et cetera, et cetera. From a firearm attorney standpoint, it's just another reminder and a good lesson that you cannot dick around with those forms. You can't lie on those forms. You cannot use narcotics while you're possessing a firearm. You certainly can't lie on the form about using them while you purchase one, because they are serious federal crimes. So don't do that. The other second lesson is don't record yourself using drugs around the same period of time, because if people mark, no, I don't use drugs on that form, it's literally impossible to try and prove that at the time they filled out that form, they were using drugs, unless they literally get pulled over like on the way home and they have cocaine in their car or something like that. I don't know how you'd ever prove that they were using it at the time. The easiest way to prove it is to drop your laptop off at a random laptop repair place, have that laptop stay there and be abandoned and then turned over to everybody. And on that laptop are multiple videos of you around the exact same time that you bought that gun, snorting cocaine off hookers' asses. That's probably the easiest way to get caught for something like that. Other than that, don't do it. It's hard to prove, but you still can't do it anyway because it is a federal crime. So that's my take on Hunter Biden. Thanks again for watching. Like, subscribe, share, etc., etc. Until next time, stay safe, stay healthy, stay vigilant, and as always, carry on.